but here comes Sen. And Sakpak on the lane.
Here we go. There is the play. Gonna be big, but Seno is not getting shot down. He's getting the reset. Speaking of the daggers, one by one, get down.
Already moves one member away. That leaves the support. Not quite double kill here for Doom. Look at that.
Good afternoon, Summoners, and welcome back to the Garena LoL Collegiate League Summer 2017. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto, your shotcasters entering the next set of Match 2 of TIP versus CDSL in the best of 3 series for the semifinals.
Yeah, of course, quick recap of the previous series. STI looked very dominant, and now we get to find out who will face them in the final of the Metro East Conference. And man, I am excited for TIP versus CDSL.
So far, I mean, as for STI, as I mentioned in Game 1, they had great macro play. Let's see if we might expect the same play style from TIP or CDSL's. But as for seeding goes, I don't think at this point seeding can really surmount anything, except for the fact that STI still will be going undefeated towards the finals.
Now, of course, we did mention STI was one of the newer teams in the LCL, whereas TIP and CDSL, they aren't strangers to the LoL Collegiate League. And of course, TIP, they won as LCL champions, even represented us at the LICC. So definitely some championship mentality with some of their players returning, but it isn't the original roster. So let's see how they adjusted with the new players they have brought in.
Let's see, the once we load up to the drafting phase for TIP and CDSL, and as you said, TIP, the ex-champions representing the Philippines in the LICC, they tried their best, but still, I guess it was not, the experience was great, but still, let's hope that the newer team, the newer roster can still, let's say, inherit the name TIP and showcase their strengths still in the LCL.
Yeah, of course, I'm very excited, but CDSL as well, they are one of the possibly best teams as well in the Metro East Conference, only dropping games to TIP actually and STI, so definitely no joke to deal with.
Let's see though, once we get into the drafting phase for our match 2 and game 1. Again, this is the best of 3 series, so let's see, will this be another 2-0 as we saw for STI versus which was the other team?
GRU.
GRU, yes, GRU. Sorry about that. Jose Rizal University, GRU.
Yeah, and of course, in a best of 3 series, the first game is always a feeling out process where if you aren't familiar with who you're up against, you're going to want to try and adjust during the first game, really see what strategies they might throw at you. And right now, we're going to see what strategies they have in store for us as we head straight into the drafting phase.
Let's get straight to it. Blue side for TIP already banning out the the Orn rather, and followed by Zoe for CDSL. Let's see, Colegio de San Lorenzo and Technological Institute of the Philippines.
Yeah, of course, we did mention that TIP former LCL champions, the returning players are Meow, Cute, and Tarya, but there has been a role swap. Meow is now playing mid lane for them, whereas during their LCL championship run, he was playing jungle. And let's see, has he transitioned? Because jungle and mid are two very, very different roles. And with that being said, TIP hovering over this Camille here.
Let's see, could this be a jungle Camille, a support Camille, or a top Camille?
Or a mid Camille. Yeah, we've seen mid Camille in competitive League of Legends.
Yes, we did see it though, but let's see if we might see it here in the LCL. But as for CDSL, let's see what could be their priority here. But for TIP, already taking away the Camille.
Yeah, and Camille provides a lot for a team. She has that long-range engagement, can just lock down a single target for days, and once you go to the split push part of the game where you try and 1v1 the opposing laner, she's very, very strong if she's able to farm up her items, because we've seen Camille's fall behind in laning phase, right? But once she gets to the point where she's tanky enough to just dive 5 members, she's going to be such a pain to deal with.
Let's see though if that pain will amount to this game 1 already. I really feel like that TIP draft is very powerful because they have the Camille, they have the Jarvan, and now they have the Karma. Look at these tongue twisters, Justo.
Yeah,
Camille,
very
Karma,
tricky.
Jarvan, and for CDSL, Trundle, Morgana, Xerath.
Yeah, as for CDSL, picking up the Morgana and the Xerath, I wonder, will the Morgana though be a flex pick because we've seen Xerath support in the current patch. He's a very, very oppressive champion, and with the Xerath as well, paired with the Jhin, that's so much range on both of them. If you pair the Curtain Call and Xerath ultimate, you're gonna have to dodge a lot of projectiles
It's
with
gonna
TIP.
feel like the World War, I guess.
Yeah, TIP,
Summoner's War.
they need their dancing shoes on because they're gonna have to dodge a lot of skill shots because CDSL, but Tahm Kench?
So I think this
Whoa.
could just be a hover here. We'll just have to find out. But as for TIP, I just want to stress that Camille, Jarvan, and Abram followed by Azaya and a mid lane Karma. And that's pretty impressive, I would say. And TIP's draft, I think, looks pretty solid. I wonder what CDSL will be planning
Is that a jungle Morgana?
with this Tahm Kench.
I think CDSL are running jungle Morgana, and you did mention TIP, they have a lot of tools to engage. You have the Karma speed ups, they have the Jarvan dunking you in his Cataclysm, they have the Hextech ultimatum, but Tahm Kench can shut down that engage. He just eats the target you want to go for, and the target is safe, so it's just the TIP has to play around the window where the Tahm Kench can't protect whoever they're trying to target. As for CDSL, they're going to rely a lot on the Morgana Black Shield and the Tahm Kench Devourer to try and protect their carries.
Of course, that's actually something that you have to watch out for, especially the timing of everything. But let's see. Once we load up to the Rift again, this is match 2, game 1. A jungle Morgana will be our treat here.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what Meme can do on this jungle Morgana. I mean, her clear can be a bit slow compared to some of the other junglers, but her ganks are very, very strong. If you're able to land the Dark Binding, you can easily chain that into a lot more stuns coming from CDSL's draft.
Look at that Tarya trying to establish some vision in the blue side. Immediately gets zoned just a bit. But still, for TIP, they won't bounce back just yet because we all know that when you have the upper hand when it comes to pressure, keep it. And now we already see some vision placed by TIP. Not that crucial. Perhaps they already know that obviously a Morgana cannot start red.
I mean, she can, but she needs a pretty good leash.
She needs a lot of mana to sustain that clear. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. But you can see
She's
right
playing
now,
pretty healthily at the moment.
thanks to the Tahm Kench. But let's see how things will fare out once this Morgana starts rolling. Because as for a jungle Morgana, I would say that he has to really be knowledgeable when it comes to jungle pathing and ganking, because if you are not that efficient, and already we're seeing some punishment being placed here. Oh my god, Meme's nightmare has been unleashed right now in the blue side. He does get a Dark Binding here, but this resets the Wolf Camp, and that is what Rich wants to happen. On going for a knockup here, and the first blood, kind of a bully from TIP.
Okay, smart read there by TIP's jungler. They know that jungle Morgana doesn't clear that fast, and she needs a lot of resources in order to survive the early pathing. So great punish there by TIP's jungler. Let's see, can he snowball this into something more now that Meme is delayed on the jungle Morgana?
I would say not snowball, but continue to oppress Meme. Make him a dead weight going into game 1, match 2, because when you pick up a jungle Morgana, and we're talking about TIP, ex-champions of the LCL, and you pick that up against a jungle Jarvan, you're just asking for it. Let's see how Meme can try and respond to this, but seeing how already, see, it's not just Rich oppressing this Morgana. This mid lane has the luxury to also oppress this Morgana and forcing out to use that smite. Let's see how things will fare out for Meme, because at this point, the focus right now would be onto this Morgana to not be too much of an obstacle for his team.
Yeah, and right now we see Rich invading the jungle of the Morgana very heavily.
This is a lot. This is the jungler's game right here, Chisto. I mean, seeing how Rich, he knows that he can do this. He knows that he has so much advantage that is kind of unfair, because Morgana is not built around the jungle scene. But let's see. CS-wise, 12 to 12, not that far apart. The question is here, how can Rich continuously oppress this Morgana?
Yeah, and part of the reason why Rich is allowed to constantly invade the jungle of CDSL is because his mid lane and bot lane are pushing in their favor. If a fight does happen there and the members of CDSL are forced to collapse, they're going to get denied a lot of minions once TIP's members push that into the turret. So smart read by TIP.
And look at that meme already at critical health here. Does not have the blue buff because he was killed by Rich with the first blood. And we know that Rich, he has not yet taken away his blue buff. So this is a huge treat towards Rich. And seeing how Camille will be scaling up to the late game, I think, honestly, this could be a game that can be decided just from the junglers.
Yeah, and seeing how both junglers are playing at the moment, you really have to give the advantage to TIP. But once CDSL groups up, I think the Morgana will provide a lot more utility and a lot more safety for her team.
Let's see though. I mean, I wonder how Meme can try and bounce back because he has to go for ganks. If you don't go for ganks, then what other way can you match the clear time of the Jarvan?
You tax your laners.
You tax your laners. So that's actually a very parasitic relationship here. But Pen goes in, and that's going to be a knockoff onto Pen. Very low in health. Great use of the flash to extend the knockoff.
Yeah, but with that being said, even though the flash was burned by Rich on this Jarvan, Pen knows that he will survive that gank. So smart enough, he doesn't use his summoners because he knows he'll survive all of the damage that TIP can put out. So smart read by CDSL's mid laner.
Great read on that. So let's see how things can look properly, look well for CDSL because they had a rough start. First blood already onto Rich.
Well, actually, it's just Meme that got a tough start.
Rough start because when you're talking about Rich getting the first blood, I mean, when he has the luxury to keep invading, in the long run, can Meme be useful because right now he is at a level disadvantage.
Yeah, but Morgana really doesn't need those really high levels to be effective. All she really has to do is survive until the mid game comes, where what her job will become is just be a CC bot, try and land these Dark Bindings, and Black Shield the members of his team to block the engage from TIP. But with that being all in the bot lane.
Oh, look at that exhaust onto Cute, really overextending there. Gets the exhaust, gets the devour and the stun, but here comes the teleport. Here comes the recall, rather the reinforcements from TIP. That's going to be ignite onto Len, followed by the teleport incoming from Winter. That's going to be a signal to back up on Rich in a bad spot here. Gets the last stack, gets devoured by Spongy, and that's going to be him trying to escape here. And the Unbreakable will be blocking the tongue lash, but I don't think Winter will stop there. Takes down Rich. 4 members in the ball lane. Let's watch out for the Dark Bind.
Yeah, and just like that, CDSL is back in this game. Cute, what were you doing pushed far up while your support was roaming? That is a terrible error right there. Man, tough error for TIP.
Tough error, and with that said, one assist onto Meme will help him try and bounce back into his pathing, but as you said, he is not that dependent on level, just be a CC bot, but here comes.
Next tech ultimatum.
Available, but gets denied.
That is a very naughty interaction right there. And I mentioned this during Champ Select. You mentioned TIP. They have a lot of options to engage, but the Tahm Kench shuts that down just by using his Devour.
What a huge counter. I mean, when you have your volume and your speaker on max volume, and you can hear that sound when the Hextech ultimatum will come, just devour your ADC.
He's fine.
He's fine. And with that said, it doesn't cancel the ultimate. It's on cooldown, so I wonder how can Tendarfu to try and time it properly next time.
Well, they can try. One thing you can do to play around that Devour is actually just go for the Tahm Kench instead of his teammates because he can't save himself. He can't devour himself. So if you lock him down, you will be able to potentially pick up a kill on him. But with that being said, he is very, very tanky.
As Hannibal Lecter said, it's very ironic that he cannot save himself when he's able to save others. But so far for TIP, they will be trying to at least remedy what happened in the bot lane. But for CDSL, things are looking pretty good. They're looking pretty sharp here. Quick response, but let's wait for the mid game to happen to see if TIP can try and fight back and possibly go on to Spongy next time.
Yeah, once the mid game comes, you're gonna have to watch out for Tentarafu and Rich because they're the backline divers, and for CDSL, you need to watch out on whether or not the Tom Kench can save his teammates, because that's gonna be the critical point in these team fights. If Len and Pen, it rhymes, whoa, cool. If they aren't saved by Spongy on this Tom Kench, they're gonna have a hard time dealing damage in team fights.
Let's wait for those team fights to happen, because the first Drake is the Clown Drake, as I like to call it. The
Clown Drake, you say?
Yeah, the most unpopular kid in the block, in your school, your classroom, even with your family members. Not that sought out for. Maybe we are seeing a slow-paced game here for the bot lane.
Yeah, but once you do take the Cloud Drake, it does open more opportunities for your team.
Oh, look at that meme. Great use of the Dark Bind, forcing out a flash. That's not going to save his life. And with the Subjugate in effect, that's going to be a kill for Winter.
And that was what the jungle Morgana has to do to get back into this game. You see the Dark Binding, it lasts forever. You're practically AFK once that lands onto you, and Tentarafu no flash gets punished right there.
And with that said, I love how Rich was trying to counter this Morgana, but after one kill, one first blood, then a grab, he stopped. And right now, he is now the one behind in the level because of the amount of participation that this Morgana has over the Jarvan. But let's see. It's too early to say. Could this be CDSL trying to retaliate and go for, I would say, an extended game where they could rely on the Xerath and possibly a split pushing Trundle?
Yeah, and you mentioned Meme immediately coming back, even though the start wasn't that great for him. And that's what great junglers do. They understand their role to the team. They know that Morgana has to land these Dark Bindings. You need to go for ganks. You can't just AFK farm to your jungle because you won't scale that much. With that being said, Cute is in trouble.
Feather Storm will be the saving grace with an Unbreakable for the block. And yes, I gotta agree with you when it comes to junglers who just AFK farm. That reminds me of Atlas and how he jungles, because he's a very parasitic jungler. But when it comes to CDSL's jungle, I love how Meme is very proactive here. Immediately go into Spongy, pops that thick skin. Now we see some of them chasing down here. Spongy gets a speed boost, but saves Len's life for now, with Len taking down kill. And that's gonna be the Xerath doing the works. Very close call for Tarya.
Yeah, I think both teams will be very happy to just back off here.
Dark Bind. Let's see.
He's in range.
Not in range, but come on. Maybe the Dark Bind could be, because the Morgana and Jin, the way that's going to be Jin. Yes, followed by the Arcane Comment. Oh, a double Arcane Comment. Look at that picture-perfect moment.
What a great CC chain onto Meow right there. And man, he just overextended, not respecting the range and the hitbox on the Dark Binding. Unfortunately, you are AFK.
That's not just from that, though. And we already see Winter with a Subjugate. I cannot stress that Trundle will just completely counter any duelist, because one thing the Chomp reduces your AD, gives that AD towards Trundle, and follow that with a Subjugate. It's not that Trundle deals so much damage, it's the fact that Trundle can soften you up and make you have an illusion that it's dealing a lot of damage.
Yeah, you don't want to stay in an extended fight versus a Trundle, especially now that you are behind. And with that being said, CDSL are going to pick up the first turret of the game. It's going to let this Trundle just run away with his top lane, really, because now he's 3 kills up over his lane opponent, around 40 CS, and a tower as well. This Trundle is going to be very, very oppressive to deal with.
And you know that you're in big trouble when a Trundle starts scaling up, getting the Ninja Tabi, finishing up that Ravenous Hydra. That's going to be TIP trying to match the pressure coming from Winter.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for TIP to look for team fights right now as we move on towards the mid-game point, because CDSL, they came back even though their jungler start wasn't that great. They were able to turn it around with 1 or 2 good skirmishes that went in their favor, and now TIP, they'll be forced to wait for the late game where Cute has enough items on the Xayah and enough protection from the rest of his team. But with that being said, CDSL, they're gonna constantly try and chip down these towers with all their wave clear and all their poke coming from their lineup.
Well, let's wait for that moment to happen, because as far as I can see, I don't see the same coordination that's actually common for us to see when you're talking about a Xerath. You're talking about a Jin and a Tom Kench. they're at a spot where they have yet to win their own lanes, I would say, except for the top lane, because obviously that's a Trundle, and your argument isn't valid when you're facing against a Trundle, and you know that TIP, they will try and extend this game, but look at Spongy. On the Tarja, gets the last stack, and will land the Dark Bind by this Morgana, followed by a kill. That's going to be a great bounty for this gen. With that said, Len will be getting the upper hand here when it comes to this Xayah. More finished items, the lethality, and the Ninja Tabi. Defensive stats coming from this ADC. And now, it will be CDSL opening up the Drake pit. Now, making the next Drake available, which is again, another Clown Drake.
You know, I really like what CDSL is doing, that they're constantly trying to play around the bot lane.
Bamboozled! Been had! That's gonna be the surprise flash chop for the kill onto
I think they got him though.
But still, you know when you're gonna die, you rather take down someone with you. And that's gonna be Winter with the martyr mentality in the top lane.
Yeah, and I want to go back to my previous point where I like what CDSL has been doing. They've gotten most of their success playing around the bot lane area, and they constantly went back to it. They've been catching out the members of TIP's bot lane separated because Tara was going to ward, he got caught out there, and CDSL, they punished that with the Morgana CC coming in. There's just so much threats coming from CDSL if you don't have enough vision to spot out their members once they come to that lane.
And we're not just talking about the, let's say, the responsiveness of the team. It's rather how CDSL can continuously pressure the top lane, because when this Trundle, I think, will be building towards the Visage, I would say, because of the passive, can greatly benefit from the passive. Great sustain, and you don't need to spend that much mana when pushing, when you have the Revenant's Hydra. So I'm very worried for TIP's top layer, Tentara Pro, because he is 031, does not have the tier 2 boots, does not have any completed item. He was going for the 24s, gets the 20% cooldown reduction, but what's a cooldown reduction when you cannot even stay in a fight with this Trundle? An incredible clear. Now Winter invading the blue side of TIP.
Yeah, I have to agree with your point right there, Vulcan. The Trundle will be very, very hard to deal with. TIP will have to send at least more than one member.
3 members, I would say, like we saw.
4 or 5, but because Trundle's just that far ahead, they're gonna need more than one guy to take down this Trundle. And what that allows the other lanes to do is just play so much more aggressively because they know they have a numbers advantage. And there's a Abyssal Voyage in the mid lane.
And Spongy shows himself to strike fear in the hearts of TIP. So they know that Spongy used his Abyssal Voyage, opening up the bot lane. Now we see TIP responding to it. They will be taking down their first turret of their game.
No, curtain call?
Will it be enough though? I don't think so. But, oh!
I think they've overextended.
Overextending and buying some time. Here comes Winter.
Everyone's here.
Onto Q. Oh my goodness. Glacial Fissure will not save you there. 2 members of TIP get wiped out in the bot lane.
Yeah, I don't think staying for the tower was worth it. They could have gone for chip damage and backed off to prevent the death. But again, great collapse as well by CDSL. Even though they burned Abyssal Voyage to the mid lane, they knew that TIP would try and take the tower. The tower did go down in the end, but CDSL did pick up 2 kills.
CDSL may be in big trouble. That's going to be the Jarvan going on to him. Does not get the burst, gets the heal, will survive, and forcing out Rich's flash.
Yeah, can CDSL look for more? I don't think so. Rift Herald did go over to the side of TIP. They can use that to potentially take down another outer turret, come back in this game, match the map pressure that CDSL is providing at the moment. So great response there by TIP. They saw 5 members of CDSL collapse in the bot lane. They immediately go for the Rift Herald.
And I think it's the matter of fact that when we talk about investing that much members, right? I mean, Trundle will be the constant threat. Look, without a doubt, the clear is just amazing. And he will be drawing attention to himself. So take 5 members, 4 members there. Opens up the map, as you said, may go for objectives. And the next objective would be the Clown Drake responding in 1 minute and 55 seconds. But the amount of pressure that Trundle is doing right now will open up this Baron because it's going to be spawning pretty soon. 1 minute and 26 seconds. I wonder, can this be the closing deal for CDSL?
And right now, though, I think CDSL are just happy to poke around the members of TIP and chip down the turrets because They have a Seraph that got a comfortable laning phase. He's going to deal a lot of damage. With that being said, Cute is a bit caught out here.
Again, Cute making the same mistake, the third mistake that he made, overextending without his support. But is it really Cute's fault, or is it Taria's, I would say, lack of vision in their own jungle?
I think Taria's trying to be proactive. Like he said, Cute not burning his summoner spells even though he was already caught out there. The Feather Storm, not enough to save you, my friend.
Dark Binding will connect. The Jhin will follow that up with an Arcane Comet proc, and that's going to be 4, now 5, closing in this Trundle, and Taria for the block, but it's not that ahead. He cannot always block the damage incoming from CDSL.
And this is what CDSL has to do. They know they're ahead. They know nobody on TIP's lineup can 1v1 the Trundle. They have a lot of poke. They can siege down the towers fairly quickly with the Jhin, but with that being said, they are collapsing on Winter.
Abyssal Voyage will come in. Looks like Spongy is here for the hell, and he just devours him, making all the resource spent by TIP go down the drain.
Yeah, you know when you expend a lot of effort onto trying to get someone, and then just one guy swoops in and denies you?
It's not meant to be, Chusto.
That right there is Spongy. He just denied the entire TIP team.
So I would say Spongy is not you, because I have yet to hear stories that was the case for you. They're not that smooth, but for Winter, he is smooth. He will be making it out loud with a Flash Escape and a Glacial Fissure for Spongy. And that's going to be Spongy. Another smooth play here. 3 members collapsed here. Gets the ultimate, forcing out their flashes.
Can they go for more here though?
Oh, Rich though, going in onto Pen, cancels the ultimate by what cost? 4 members are a bit too low. Here comes the help from the Jhin. Opens up with the curtain call. That's going to be TIP scrambled away. But the Dark Binding will not connect, but Taria gets the help from the shield.
TIP, they're running for the hills at the moment, and man, look at all that poke and all that range from CDSL. They were able to kite back from the initial engage of TIP. They were able to reset the fight and just turn it around on TIP. With that being said, the Cloud Drake, the second one being started by CDSL. They really like their Cloud Drake.
It's like, yeah, I mean, if you can't get the one that you want the most, the first choice, you can always sell it, and that's what you might want to do. But as for CDSL, they have Spongy, the smooth talker. They have the slippery Trundle ahead. They have the best of both worlds. 2 things that we both cannot have.
And the best of both worlds, you mentioned Cloud Drake does open up new opportunities. Infernal Drake is the next dragon spawning, and CDSL, once that spawns, they have more control on the map at the moment. Let's see in the next few minutes, can TIP turn that around and get map pressure towards their side? Because right now, they're dealing with a rather oppressive lead.
Look at that, making room for the Rift Herald, the big daddy of pushing. Make its way towards the outer top lane turret. Here it comes. Oh, 3 members collapsing in. Abyssal Voyage for the save. Spongy, my man, for the save.
Spongy in this game just denies TIP over and over. That is such a tilter to deal with.
Yeah, I would say that's actually one of the obstacles that TIP has to overcome. The Abyssal Voyage respawn. He is using it the right way. The way that you're supposed to use Abyssal Voyage. For flanking, for assisting, and just go in, swoop, devour, deny so much resource, and then fight back right now. Here, in the blue side, TIP, now gone. No more resources, no more Hextech Ultimatum, no more that initial engage they had. They're a bit too scattered around. They were trying to match the aggression coming from CDSL.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for TIP to dictate the way these jungle skirmishes go, because they are just that behind compared to the members of CDSL. They need to be very careful approaching these choke points, because one CC ability lands onto you, the range on the rest of CDSL's members, they'll be able to follow up on that, and you're just rooted for days. You won't be able to do anything. Your life will flash before your eyes, and then you're just dead.
Yes, and let's hope that our lives don't flash before our eyes here, because at this point, TIP, what can they do and try and bounce back?
They can stall.
They can stall.
They can use the wave fear with the karma, try and stall the game until Cute gets enough items on the Saya in order to combat the members of CDSL, because he hasn't completed that many core items, just the Essence Weaver, compared to the Youmuu's Ghostblade and the Duskblade. But with that being said, there's an engage.
Cute. This position is a bit dangerous here. I don't think they should commit here and stall. As you said, Chisto, did that ever work for you in the bar picking up girls? Stalling?
I don't hang out in the bar sign. With that being said, the Tarfu did go down.
And with that said, stalling is not an option for TIP, but for CDSL, they will not stall. They will try and sum up this game. And now, going for the bigger fish of the game, the Baron.
And it's just very decisive by CDSL. Rich is still far away. The Baron does go down fairly slowly. This is a Jin and a Serath, not the fastest Baron takers, but TIP aren't in a position to respond to this yet.
Oh, Rich. Wonder where he's going for. Oh god, they know he's there.
They don't
Steal
see it
can
yet.
happen. 1,000. That's going to be 800 health. And with that said, CDSL takes the Baron. And now fight breaks out here. Blue team is having an advantage here so far. Spongy is very low. You cannot respond. And here comes Tentarafu. And again, Spongy, the smooth man that you can never be, Gisto, saves Landslide.
Yeah, I wonder, they got the Baron, but at what cost? It's only the mid laner and AD carry alive for CDSL. They will be able to back off with Baron-empowered recalls, but man, TIP, that could have been the fight that got them back into this game if they had gotten more.
That was smooth. That was super smooth what Spongy did. But let's look at the breakdown of the replay to see how TIP was able to come out of this Baron clash victorious.
Yeah, like I mentioned, CDSL's lineup doesn't take the Baron the fastest, but still, great smite by Meme. He secures the Baron, but as the fight went on, Cute was able to free it, deal some of the damage, and at this point, the CDSL members, they don't have enough resources to fight TIP, so smartly enough, the members who can survive do back off.
And with that said, great response from TIP here. Couple of misplays here and there, flashes towards the wall, but still negligible. TIP at the end result came out on top of that trade, but the Baron still fell to the hands of CDSL, now sitting at an 8,000 gold lead, and the next Drake of Inferno will be alive in 46 seconds.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see CDSL set up for that objective, because with a lead this big, that's practically a free objective. And
Winter
he's in a
just
2v1 in the tower.
He doesn't care. He's ignoring
Oh my
the
God.
bullies. He's ignoring the unpopular kids at school right now. Immediately going for the turret.
Can they take down the Trundle? He's so tanky.
He still has Subjugate available to turn the tables around, but still, with the Baron buff in the hands of CDSL, making their way towards the mid lane. Tentarafu very low, then goes onto him, crit shots him down.
Man, so much damage coming from CDSL. They just constantly poke at you, and all of a sudden a fourth bullet takes you down even though you still have 1/4 HP. GIP is facing such an insurmountable lead at the moment, but
Rich, wonder what that was. Locks down 3-2 members, but then what? What's next? There's no damage coming from Q. He is so behind, getting sniped, getting zoned by the Xerath. With that said, CDSL is poised to take down this turret and possibly the game.
Yeah, I think this looks like CDSL taking a 1-0 lead in the series. TIP, they need to adjust for the next game because this looked very, very one-sided. CDSL, they played very, very cleanly.
With that said, CDSL takes away the first game of match 2. Both teams do have a record of 5-2 coming into the semifinals, but let's see. Can they try and bounce back? TIP, can they try and bounce back from this defeat? We'll see after the short break here. We have been the Shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan. With me was Chisto. See you after the short break for game 2, and let's hope and see if TIP can try and fight back. Extending and buying some time. Here comes Winter.
Everyone's here.
Onto Cute. Oh my goodness. Glacial Fissure will not save you there.
Aren't in a position to respond to this yet.
Oh, Rich. Wonder where he's going for. Oh god, they know he's there.
They don't
Steal
see it
can
yet.
happen. 1,000. That's going to be 800 health, and with that said, CDSL takes the Baron. And now fight breaks out here. Blue team is having an advantage here so far. Spongy is very low. You cannot respond, and here comes Tentarafu, and again Spongy, the smooth man that you can never be, Gisto, saves Landslide.
Yeah, I wonder, they got the Baron, but at what the cost?
But Rich, wonder what that was. Locks down 2 members, but then what? What's next? There's no damage coming from Q. He is so behind, getting sniped, getting zoned by the Xerath. With that said, CDSL is poised to take down this turret and possibly the game.
Yeah, I think this looks like CDSL taking a 1-0 lead in the series. TIP, they need to adjust for the next game because this looked very, very one-sided. CDSL, they played very, very cleanly.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.